Hello, everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is a snowy and blowy day out today. It is currently -9 Celsius, but it's -15 with the wind chill factor, which means it's 17 degrees Fahrenheit, with 5 being the temperature with the wind chill factor. So I want to play today with some napkins, vinyl napkins I purchased yesterday. Um, they had interesting textures. I wanted to see how well they work with the texture plate. I've got some crayons to do some rubbings. I'm going to put one underneath the brayer off, see what kind of textures we get. But before I get to that, I want to show this beautiful piece that my husband brought me yesterday. It had been sitting down in the wood pile for a while. When he had originally done it, he blew off the top ring of the vase. So he put a walnut ring on it and he completed this little vase. And well, I guess it wasn't yesterday, it was Sunday. He brought it down to me just after I finished streaming. It has a carnauba and beeswax finish. It's a lovely little piece. Not sure. He says, you can put pencils or whatever you want in it. It's yours. Do as you will. So I have this lovely little vase. Hey, Anita. Okay, cool. Welcome. Just showing off this little vase that, good afternoon, Belinda. I'm doing good, thanks. How are you? Just showing this little vase that Ron turned on Sunday. Of course, he gave it to me after the stream, so I couldn't show it off then. So I'm showing it now. So he brought me that on Sunday. He's always bringing me lovely little bits. He said I could keep pencils or something in it, but I'm thinking maybe I want to do some of those 3D flowers that I do with the trash bits, you know. So I peeled some crayons. I've got some crayons so we could do some rubbings. I've got my gel plate here. I've got the brayer. I've got some paints. I've got a whole whack load of scrap paper. So I'm going to just play. We're going to test out these placemats that I just bought. So we were at the store that it's called Canadian Tire. So you get car parts, you get oil, and you can take your car in for repairs. It's almost like a hardware store, although no wood, but they've got tools and you're doing well. Excellent. Kitchen stuff, seasonal things, hunting, fishing, lighting. Anyway, it's a all-round kind of store. You're feeling sick? Oh, a bit better. That's good. So as we, you know me, I'm always on the lookout for textures, right? So look at these I got 3 different placemats. So I figure I can cut them in half. That way I don't know, easier to manage. But so I've got this one. It's got a lovely texture. This one also has a lovely texture. Almost, but it's modern, like, you know. So I figured I would try out. And this one is lovely. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I haven't played. So we're going to play on these placemats. And of course, I'm not going to use them as placemats. I'm going to cut them in half. See, this one has almost a hem around it. I don't get it. Did they put vinyl on fabric? We'll cut it in half anyway. Hey, Andrea, nice to see you. So these are called Cotton Concepts, a vinyl placemat, easy care, indoor, outdoor use. Then the French thing, made in China, 100% PVC. Okay, we're cutting them in half because we're going to test them out in various ways. So I didn't want to do any of this without you guys so that you knew that it's happening. But look, that would be a lovely texture. We have to try it. So there's that one. This one, I don't know if there's a right side or a wrong side to this. Doesn't look like there's difference between them. How are you today, Andrea? I am fine. I'm playing. So this one's now cut in half. Like I said, I don't know which is the right side, which is the wrong side. They both look the same. We're going to test them. This is a testing of vinyl napkins that I bought yesterday and had no intention at all of using them as napkins because, as I've said, I am always on a hunt for texture. You know. Yeah, I'm having a really good day. I'm excited. I got all my nuts and bolts made yesterday. I made apple fritters. I made a pot of chicken noodle soup. What else did I do? We went and Ron had to get stuff to do an oil change in the truck. So that's where I found these. Stopped and picked up a few groceries. Today, my eldest daughter and her partner are coming for supper. They're baked apple fritters. They're not even deep fried, and they were lovely. They were almost like a cake-ish kind of batter or a muffin. And I just used the apples that I had in my freezer, so they weren't a very tart apple. I peeled the crayons just recently so that I've got the crayons to play. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. I made 9 batches of nuts and bolts because everybody wants nuts and bolts for Christmas. So that's the one thing I know I can give. So I got a whole bunch of wet crayons here. Okay, let's try this. I've got scrap paper. They're not necessarily healthy. Okay, we'll start with this one. Let's take a hunk of scrap paper. And I want to see if I can actually get this diamondy kind of pattern. So I'm going to put it here. We're going to use the orange. Well, I got texture. It's not necessarily giving me that pattern, but it definitely has texture. Okay, so that's this one. We're going to do it kind of in order. So that was this one. We'll just do all the textures on one sheet because that seems to make sense to me. This pink one, it looks almost like a quilting pattern. So I really don't know if we're going to get different textures with that, but we're going to try. Oh, yeah, we got different textures there for sure. All right. All right. So you can see it's got, maybe you can't see. I guess I could have used a darker crayon. But it has like the lines and then it's got the dots. That crayon didn't work. You know what? Let's do a little piece with the darker crayon and I'll do it over here. Because you gotta see the textures. That's better. You'll be able to see that. And I like it. Better. Much better. But you can see the different patterns in the quilt squares. Mock quilt squares. I don't have any energy. And now this is the one that's going to be very interesting if we can actually manage to get. I'm going to use that brown again because it's the darkest. Now I have all these peeled crayons. That's wonderful. Okay, here we go. Mm. It's there, but it's not blatant. Maybe if I had like a wider crayon, right, to do a wider bit. Oh, you can see it better on the screen than I can face to face. And the chicken soup, I love chicken soup. I make that one very often because it's simple and it's got lots of flavor because I used a Cajun spice with it. Hey, Lisa, welcome, welcome. We are playing with some vinyl placemats that I bought yesterday. I chopped them all in half because I only need half for the gel plate. A full sheet of 11 and a half, 8.5 by 11 will fit. So I chopped them in half so they're easier to manage instead of being big and wide. So I did rubbings on each of them with crayon to see if the patterns would show if I did a rubbing. So far, this one gives the best texture for rubbings. Yeah, actually today you need huskies. We've got blowing snow and snow coming down, and they're big, fat flakes. Okay, so that was crayon, because I always like to test to see how things work with various mediums, right? Crayons, maybe a pencil would do better. We can always try a pencil. Let's take another piece of scrap paper. Didn't think of trying a rubbing with a pencil today, but I can do that now because we can. I need a big fat pencil. I've got one back here. One of these old school pencils, the big fat ones. Up to dusting the snow? Yeah. No, this is gonna need shoveling. You know what? The pencil. Look at the pencil. It's picking up that pattern really nicely. Okay. So that's the pattern. This is it with the pencil. I like it. I think that worked pretty good. You want food? There's always food at my house. I have this idea that nobody can go away hungry. Okay, so now we're going to try this one. This is the one that worked really, really good with the crayon, so it should just be fabulous with the pencil. And it is. Look at that. That is lovely texture. Lovely texture. Okay, and we have one more to test. So far, the pencils, well, I mean, the pencils always have it when you do a rubbing, right? They just do. Okay, so this is the one that I could not get the triangles or the diamond shapes. With a pencil, you get them. You can definitely see those diamond shapes with this one. Where did I find the placemats? I found these placemats at a store called Canadian Tire. It's like an automotive kind of store, so they've got car parts and they do car repairs, like their full garage. They've got kitchenwares. It's like a little. It's almost like a Walmart, but it's got all the car stuff as well, right? So yeah. So anyway, I found the placemats there and figured, because I just walked by and I saw them and I went, okay. So as I say, I've cut them all in half because I have to see how it works. So here we're going to go. We're going to play with the gel plate. We're going to put one of these down. We're going to use it for the brayer off. You don't like snow? Well, snow's a necessary evil in our part of the woods. So I'm just using regular acrylic paints. I don't clean my gel plate, obviously. So if we get this black through, that's okay. So we're doing it two ways. This way. Okay. That gives us a nice pattern. Look. Now we're going to take the other one and we can put it on the gel plate. We're going to move this. Have to try it all three ways, right? Oh, it marked okay. See if it will stamp off. Okay, Lisa, you need to sew something? All right. Oh, look. That's fun. You can sort of see the pattern. Doesn't matter, but it's got those lovely little marks for the texture. And now we're going to pull it off with this. And this is what we're going to do with all three of them. We're going to test them this way. As a stamp, as a pull, as a brayer off. It works lovely on the gel plate. It looks lovely. So that's a placemat for the win, this one. The gold one is a win. Woohoo! We'll put that one aside. Now we'll try the pink one. Again, it kind of looks like a quilt square, so we'll put one here for the brayer off. Have the sheet for brayer off ready, and for the pull and the stamping. All right, I've got papers ready to go. Let's do it blue. That is actually a Christmas green, if that's the one that you were talking about that I used on the plate. This is turquoise, crafter's acrylic. You know what? I think I need a little bit more paint. A little bit more paint. Yeah. Oh, what have I got stuck to my brayer? It's leaving goofy marks. I think my plate needs seasoning. All right, we've got paint on here. Not sure. There's a little bit. little bit of texture. Nothing I'd be home about. That one's not nearly as nice as the other one. So now we're going to put this piece on here. This. We need a stamp off and a pull. Well, it left nice marks on the plate. And of course, the stamp off depends on how much paint you've got on the plate, right? Oh, but look at the nice stamp off it gives. That's wonderful. That's fabulous. Okay, so the pink one isn't great for roll-offs. It works great for a stamp off. And not so great on the plate. It's there, but it's not thick. Hey, Teresa, welcome. So I'm not sure I'm a fan of this one for on the plate, but it definitely works nice for stamps, for stamping off. Okay, that was the pink one. And I saved this one for last because I love this one. Okay, so we need one. This has a seam sewn on it, and I don't know why. It's not. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's use a dark blue. This one, the placemat is a very nice pattern. That's the one I actually saw first, and I went, ooh. And of course, I have to touch it. And I was touching it. It's like, oh, I think I could use this for texture. Do you know how I operate? Ooh. Ucky paint has a big goober. It won't pull. I see it, but it won't come. There we go. Wait. Now work? Good. There we go. I hope this one works. This is what made me decide to try these. They all have a good purpose though, right? Well, maybe if I had more paint on this, it would show better. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe. Not happy with the way that one went either. This one definitely has highs and lows to it. But it didn't brayer off nicely at all. Not a fan. Not a fan for brayering off. That's okay. Not everything can work under your roll-off sheet, right? There's one for the stamp. And here's the one for the pull. Should be interesting though, right? Well, it has texture. It does not really have the pattern. Like, I can't see that pattern in it, really. Little bit. Not a big fan. Oh, this paper wants to stick. Got to pull fast. This would make an interesting background. It's still not the pattern, though. It's not. Well, it's okay. Now that I'm looking at it from a distance, it's not too bad. It's still not super, super patterned, but that's okay. It'll still give real, if I did like stenciling and all kinds of stuff and had some bare spots and used this as the background pull, that would be a really nice texture for the background. It's not overpowering, right? Okay, so they sort of work. They sort of don't. I think out of them all, this pink one was the best. This is the gray one, or the silver one. And this one was these. That one pulled, so that wasn't the pull, that was the stamp off. Again, maybe the paint needs to be a little bit wetter. That was the bear off, not a fan. This one, that was the brayer off. I like that the best out of them all. I do like that as the stamp. It worked out lovely. I think the gold's the winner. The gold one's the winner. And that's the pull from the plate. So this one, the gold one, definitely I can use for all three. The silver one, more as a stamp than anything else. I could use that as a background too. Okay. It's not like I'm going to throw them out or anything. I will use them. Okay, Andrea. So that's that. Now I've got more papers that need to have something done to them in order to be usable. Let's do that. Let's fix these. Separate them. The stamp one, I'm just going to use the way it is. I can always use this for collage, cutting out leaves, that kind of thing, for texture. Especially this one, that would make lovely textured leaves. The stamp offs, I'm going to, as I say, I'm going to use them as they is. I'm going to put them on the backgrounds for cards. How's a brayer off? Brayer off. Stamp and a pull. All right. So these ones, like I say, I think I'll just use them as backgrounds on tags and things. Little bit of interest. I guess actually, if I did that, stamp them onto book page, they would be lovely. So, brayer offs. Let's put something underneath those to get a nice texture. Let's grab this. I'm still sorting this place, and it's still not sorted to the point where it's usable and I know what's happening. Yeah, I could use them on the backs of cards. They're pretty clean, but I was thinking for backgrounds, right? That I could just do like a floral something. Just something very simple on top of them for tags. They'd also be really nice in snippet rolls. So far, I like the pencil rubbings of them the best. Pencil rubbings and stamps, they win. Okay, I got a piece of needlepoint canvas down. That's what I'm going to use for brayer offs. Let's see if these are going to work for me today. I've got them. I had them. Well, isn't that just ducky and annoying? These. We're going to throw these on the gel plate and see what we get. Because I've had lots of really good luck with silk leaves in the past. These have really long stems that are folded up. Not sure which side I should use. Might do this side down. We'll see. Doesn't matter. Let's put the paint down first. Oh, that's a staple. That can go in the garbage. I'm going to see if I can actually get an okie dokie print out of these. I think I need to use different colors because I'm going to be pulling them on this stuff. The pulls that I did. Okay, different colors paint. Sorry, guys. I thought I had a plan today. Well, I did have a plan today. Let's use some yellow, some red, 2 kinds of red, and a hot pink. We're going to have some funky page stuff happening here. Using up some of this old paint stuff that I got that needs to, because I keep grabbing it and I go to paint and it's either got really lots of uckies in it. You can see if I can get another bit out of that red one eventually. We're going to have lots of paint. That's just fine. Okay, so brayer. Start with the lightest color first. And then we'll go to the pink. And the orange. It's very wet. That's okay. So that yellow's now been blotted by all that red I put down. It's going to be interesting. And we'll just do this. That's very, very wet still. I overran it with too much red. I could cheat. Let's cheat and just pull a red piece. When in doubt, take some of it off. Oh, very wet. Getting paint all over my floor. Ha ha. Because it rolled. That's just fine. Stay there. So now this still needs just a bit more paint on. I'm going to put yellow and brayer it all on. OMG, why? What'd I do? Paint on my floor? It's a bare concrete floor. I don't care. You have no idea what's on this floor. And now we're going to put leaves down. because we can. Then we're going to take a piece of paper and we're going to brayer it. Oh, paint on the floor? You know, the thing with paint on my basement floor, like I say, it's raw concrete. We've never done any, we haven't painted it, we haven't done anything to it. We've been in this house since 1988. I don't care. Oh, see, that didn't work so good. Could be interesting. We'll pull it. We'll pull it on this one. Oh, I always have to have slippers on down here. I used to be able to handle it barefoot, but I find that it dries my feet out way too much, too fast now. Kind of like that. It's not really leaves the way I hoped, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll try that again, except this time I'll flip the leaves around the other way and see if I can get something out of it that way. That's that silly neon pink paint. Okay, so I did it that way. Let's try it this way this time. Let's put them in different places. There. There. Like this. Like this. Okay. Let's put this same paper back on top of it. Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't buy them. Those are from my neighbor, so I'm trying to use them up, right? A little bit better. A little bit better. Still don't necessarily look like leaves, but that's okay. We can put this way. And like I say, because she was a foster mom and well, it's interesting. Nothing to write home about. But I do like the way that background is. Okay, so these, wonder if, let's take these big long wires off. I'm determined to get a good leaf print here. I've got it with other silk leaves. I'm determined. Sorry. Look, this one could go in the garbage. Whew. And they're old. So I'm just basically trying to use them up. It's pretty fluorescent-y, bright color. I can see I'm going to be making some fan trashy flowers or something very similar soon. Okay, so let's just do this. This might have to be the way I go. Nope. That didn't work either. Well, we'll just do this. Because we can. I just planned today, guys. Fan trashy flowers? Yeah. Haven't done that for a while. Nope. Okay. I'll figure out how I did those eventually. Let's just pull this on the green one. Why not? Why not? What have I got to lose? It's just paper. I'm going to be hacking it up into different things anyways. See, as I say, I've had luck with silk leaves in the past. Oh, yeah, silly person. Why did you put it on that? It's okay. I still have all that painted stuff. Still have all that painted stuff. It's fine. That's going to make some nice flowers. I'll just use the dark green for leaves. Okay. Not working the way I anticipated at all today, guys. At all. So you know what? We're going to put the gel plate away. And we're going to make some fan trashy flowers. How's that? Does that make sense to me today? Look at this one. Oh, that's got lots of paint on it. So this, look, you'd think that I would be able to play nicely. I cannot. Cannot be clean. It's fine. All right. So, we're going to do some fan trashy flowers. So we all know that when I do fan trashy flowers, the stems are always black and white. So I just have to do the flower shapes. I have a whole stack of scrap paper here to put them on. And I think I want to do little ones. So we can fold the paper in half. So they're just going to be nice little ones, not big, long ones. Do you agree? And I know this is still wet, but I can at least cut what's going to be flower and what's going to be leaves. No, these don't get leaves. Okay. This is what I do with my gel prints when I'm not super happy with them. You guys know. You've seen me do this many times. So I think I will do one with like hanging kind of no. I have a better plan. We're going to go like this. Wobble cut. It's all about the wobble cut. You need to check on something. Okay. Now these are still wet. I think I want these two. These two could be used for something different, but I'm going to use these two for my fan trashy flowers right now. So we're going to glue them down. You guys know the way this works. I'll have one here. And I guess they're not going to be that small. Not as small as I anticipated. That's fine. One there. Now we need a black marker for the stems. So first of all, I want a big leaf coming like this. I have a plan. I've got a vision for this. We're going to have a leaf like that. And like this. Stem's going to come like that. Now I have to remember when I do this, if I'm doing little leaves, I have to leave room for cutting this stuff out. Now, around the flowers, we need a couple of leaves coming up the sides of them because, flowers kind of get held in, right? That one doesn't want to play nice anymore. So one up the middle. We'll do two this way, one that way. And the stem. Can have two this way, two that way, one up the middle. All right. You know what? I think I want another leaf like that. There we go. We got some interesting leaves happening. Leaves happening. That is going to be a royal pain in the hiney to cut out. All's good. We'll figure it out. Now, I think I want this to be almost like a tulipy kind of shaped flower. So I'm going to come and do like this here. And the same thing on this one. So it looks like it's got and I think it needs a couple of petals. So I'm going to go here and there. Let's do there and there. So now we need to do some coloring. We are going to take a yellow and we're just going to go in this top part here. This is still very wet. Coloring on wet paint isn't always ducky. We'll give each petal yellow. Do yellow around that. See the yellow? Now we're going to take this is a mahogany. Yeah, it's brown. It's okay because we want to darken this side. So it looks like it's in shadow, right? And then we want to use the mahogany down around the leaves to give the shading and along the petals. Hi, Sherry. Welcome, welcome. Now I'm going to take a white gel pen. And we're going to decorate this flower. So let's start by giving it kind of like a little bit of a ruffly edge. I'm going to outline where the petals are with the white. We can give them some spots down around the bottom area. That's kind of cute. Almost like freckles. Okay, Nina. Okay, so now I wanted these to be like big, pointy leaf, almost like a blade of grass. So I'm going to outline to that effect. I will show you in just a minute. Just trying to decide which leaves are overlapping the others, how they're kind of intermingling and joining. Then these ones, the stems, I'm just going to do a single line up them. Oh, totally forgot this piece of. Now we could put dots up the leaves. Let's do dots up the leaves. Oh, there's avalanche on me. Sorry, not talking. Concentrating. Trying to see where my leaves are going so that I can create the effect that I'm sort of looking for. I will consider this one trashy flower done. Maybe I'll just do this roughly edge again. Okay, Ron. When we were at that store yesterday, he had to order a part, and they just called to tell him it was in, so he's got to go to town and get that. Okay, Fantastic Flower 1. So that was using this darker pieces of this. I've got this roll off here that stuck to the other one. So let's see if we can peel that. Look, we can. Thinking this piece right here could be something very interesting as a flower. You know, I'm tearing this one. This is a big, bullish flower. Can you see it? Now, I'm looking at it and deciding exactly how I want it to go. I think what I'll do is make kind of like petals like this. Kind of doing it like an overlapped roof. You know how the shingles kind of overlap? I'm kind of doing petal-y kind of things. Because it's mainly white with a little bit of red, I think I can enhance this. To give it some depth. So let's glue that down. Because we can. I'm going to have to let this one dry before I start shading it, because that's only a thin layer of paper. So we could definitely do the leaves before. You crocheted a Christmas tree last night? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Now the only problem is these two reds are too similar, but that's okay. That's just fine. Let's see what kind of leaves we want. And again, I have to keep in mind that I'm going to be cutting these out. So I need something reasonably simple for that. Trying to get the last bits of whatever I can out of these markers. You know how it is. Oh, that one's really dead. Garbage. Look, I threw something in the garbage. That's better. I'm going to go back over these other ones and make them darker as well. Kind of interesting. Easy to follow. Well, there's a free pattern on your site. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so that flower is still damp. I don't want to touch it. We'll decorate these leaves. Let's start by just doing a white outline around the edge of each leaf. Oops, that was a little narrow. It's okay. Doesn't matter. They're fantastic flowers. Okay, so I've got. Did you see the petals I drew on that flower? So now what I'm going to do is down where they're all overlapped, I'm going to take a very dark and that it looks like there's shadow just down there. And yeah, I'm using pencil crayons, colored pencils, whatever you guys want to call them. I call them pencil crayons. I'm Canadian. And yeah, it would probably be just as easy to color these with paint, but I have no problem doing it this way. Okay, so I'd like a Sharpie, and I'm going to go over those petals again. This is a fine line Sharpie. Because I definitely want them to be distinct, the petals. Definitely an interesting looking flower. The fun thing with the fan trashy flowers is they don't need to look real. They're fun. They're just made up as we go along. Now, I think what I'd like to do is take a blue marker. We're just going to give a couple of little blue dots. Look, this marker work. Look, it's dead. Garbage. Another blue. There we go. Want blue dots along the tops of the petals. Look, it's a red, white, and blue flower, you guys, down south. Just little dots. Just doing random little dots. All right. We got some little random blue dots now. Let's do something with these leaves. How about if what do we want to do? We could do something like this. It's kind of fun. Kind of fun. Definitely fun. I'm going to do a white dot in the tip of each petal, in amongst the blue dots. I'm not sure how well they're showing, but they're there. Just something a little odd. Something a little bit odd. Oh, those almost look like little birds or something coming out. All right. I almost want to do it so that those petals have points on them. Let's go back to this Sharpie. Like little spikes. The spike, it almost looks like a pineapple to me now. Upside down pineapple. You guys getting prepared for Christmas? As I say, I did all my nuts and bolts yesterday. I've been down a Pinterest hole lately. And of all the silly things, I'm looking at recipes. Not that I need another silly darn recipe in my life, but I've been playing with recipes, collecting them, and so that's how I ended up trying to do the. Almost looks like screaming people. Whatever. That one's done. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Recipes. Christmas. I don't know. I don't need any more recipes. I really do not. I have no idea why I am even looking at this stuff. Folding up this little scrap of paper, and I'm going to do some sort of teardroppy kind of shape things. Yeah, recipes. I don't know. We all say, oh, I'm so sick of cooking what I cook. Well, I have such a wide variety that I don't really need to repeat the same thing in within a 2 month span. But we do have our favorites that do get repeated in there. But looking on Pinterest and finding all these new recipes that I want to try, and of course, when I bake, I have to follow a recipe. When I cook, it's just a guideline. These flowers are very red. Very red. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. Is it because maybe I'm on craft overload with this stuff right now? Like I have no clue. No clues. Oh, why are you doing this spiral? Aside from the fact they're cute. they won't get cut out very nice. You ran into glue, didn't you? Now you don't want to write at all. Oh. Do you guys do that? Run your markers through the glue and then they don't work? Silly thing. All right. Now I need a marker with some sort of a real point. That I haven't killed already. Well, we'll see how well you do. That's not glued down. Well, maybe this one's just going to have to be one of those rough cutout ones with that white edging around because I did spirals. The one in the middle? Well, it's different. Thank you. Definitely different. I like these little spots up at the top on that one, so I'm going to do little like freckly things up here as well. Now, let's kind of do a zigzag down the leaves. Just remember, these are black and white. On these fan trashy flowers. Ooh. But they're fun. Anybody playing along with me? I know that I hadn't really specified what we're doing today. That's going to change in the new year. I want to do like a monthly calendar of what's going to be happening on the channel. And we'll see how well I don't follow it. But I'd like to do a monthly calendar, and I'll post it in Meet Your Creativity and in the community tab here. And so then every week I will list the supplies that we're going to use on whatever we're doing. You're drawing a bird with a lemon body? Make new birds? Oh, lovely. I love making new birds. No, don't like that. Let's use this gel pen. Oh, it's a metallic gel pen. Even better. And then the stems, let's just draw straight lines. Just do stripes. Let's glue that piece of flower down. Have fun making new birds. So yeah, I'd kind of like to do a revamp of the channel for January. It'll still be artsy craftsy, but more things that we can do together. All right, enough with the red flowers. We need a different color. Let's grab. What have I got behind me? Huh. You think with all the scraps I've got, I got some yellow. Let's do some sort of a yellow flower with this. Lop off a hunk. All right. Or we could just put one tall-ish flower. We'll wobble cut that. Oh, I'm not on screen. Sorry, guys. I just wobble cut out that. I know it's pretty hard to see on the white. We'll get it outlined soon. Okay, so this is the one I was using. Maybe. I don't know what kind of flowers I want. Let's give it a big chunky stem. It's got to have some sort of things going up to hold the flower in place. Leafy kind of. What kind of flowers does this one want? How about circular flowers? We didn't do any with round leaves. Good. Like that. Now, take our nice thin Sharpie and we'll go around this flower. I think it needs to have big, ovally kind of markings. Almost like a, I don't know what. Then I'm going to come with that same marker and I'm going to make it look like they are fissures, holes, something. Something like that. And then white on the other side. I'm going to do a little bit of shadowing underneath those so that they kind of look like they're sticking up. For that, I think I'm going to use a light-ish orange, if I've got one here. Then let's get a bright yellow, and we'll do around that side. And I guess I need to do the orange shading down here because definitely these little leafy things down here would be giving it some sort of shade. Okay, so now we need to use some white on these goofy little leaf things. I think if we just do kind of this. Think I got it. Now I need to decide what to do on the stem. A little bit more orange, I think. Okay, something to do on the stem. Almost reminds me of a mushroom with, like the top almost looks like a mushroom cap to me. Okay, let's get a wiggle on here. We'll go like this. We'll just do like this. There we go. There's flower 4. looking for scrap bits of painty paper without having to lop anything up. Because when I do that, I end up with so many little bits. And I would really like to use up my little bits. I got this. I think I've done found trashy flowers out of this in the past, actually. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. You like that yellow? What am I going to do? What should we do with these? I'm going to end up with extras because well, 3 of them. Or maybe just even 1. 2. Nah, gotta do the 3. Like that. Glue them down like that. Yeah, that yellow one turned out kind of fun. It did. So much for these being little fan trashy flowers. That didn't work. Did me work. All right. We got the flowers. Let's put these little bits in the garbage. This one and this one. Whoop. Oh, it's 2:18. You know what? I have to go and make supper. We're having an early supper because my daughter's partner wakes up at 4:30 in the morning for work. So we're having supper at 4. Put the chicken in the oven to bake. Yeah. Again, these you can have. I need something darker for shading for that. Let's use something dark. Something dark, Kim. What do you? You're black. Let's use the black. That'll give me a nice shadow down here. And I don't know if they even want. Oh, maybe it's a green. It's a dark green. That's okay. Because of the snow and we're supposed to get freezing drizzle, I don't know if they even want to drive highway to come for supper. But I will cook anyway, and if they make it, they make it. If they don't, I totally understand. All right. That gives us a nice shadowing. Let's find something like a bright pinkish color and do this side. Not really showing up. Now I'm hurrying. Sorry. Do. Okay, so we got some dark and some highlight. Not that you can see the highlight very good. Let's just do a bit of white in there. See if that will help to lighten it up some. Not really. Well, I can always come in with some watered down white paint and add it for my highlights. All right, so now we need some sort of leaf things. This is where I run into trouble. You know, what about if I do? Now they're too close together. Again, painted the neck leaves to cut out. I can't make anything easy, right? It's fine. It's just fine. Let's take a metallic pink gel pen. And you can't see it. Can't see it. Don't like that. What about... I think I'm going to have to paint on this one as well because the pencil isn't showing. The gel pen really isn't showing except in certain lights. 2 bags of pharmacy, Walmart, and now a small grocery for meat and fresh veggies. Excellent. Well, I'm just about to call it a day actually today, Brenda, because I've got my kid coming for supper today and I need to go and cook. Basically, what did we do today? I got these cool placemats, vinyl placemats. So I had to see if the texture worked. Not a big fan of the pulls on the gel plates. I did like the way they stamped. They left really interesting little dot marks that I can use for various things. The best way to use them, I found, was using a pencil and doing rubbings. The crayon didn't work nearly as well. It worked, but not fabulously. So I did that. I stamped them. I put them on the gel plate. I think if the paint was thicker on the gel plate, they might have come out better. Still not 100% happy with it. Total failure with using my silk leaves on the gel plate today. For some reason, it did not work the way that it normally works for me. So that was a bit of a failure. Not worried. And then we decided to play with fan trashy flowers. So that's kind of all that was happening here today. Oh, yes. And I showed off this beautiful little vase that my husband turned. He brought it to me on Sunday after my stream. It had been sitting in the pile. He'd thrown it in the burning bin a couple of times, took it back out of the burning bin because when he was turning it, he blew the top edge. So he put a walnut rim on it so that he could finish it off because it's maple and walnut. So he said, you can use it for pencils or crayons or whatever you like. So that's about it. All that's new. Played with some crayons on see if the texture worked. All right. So I'm going to thank everybody who's here, everybody who's popped in and out, everybody up in the balcony, anybody who watches the replay. Sorry to cut it so short today, but totally forgot that supper time is 4, so that they can eat and get home at a decent hour. And so I need to get a wiggle on with that. Again, apologize that we're fast, simple, done today. And I will see you guys Friday, 12:45, going live. Have a wonderful couple of days, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye now. I'm Muggy. Bye, guys.